Here guys, you tell me is it 9 or 8, chapter 9 or 8. And check this and tell me guys, is it chapter 9 or 8? Matrices and determinates. This is all addition, so I think it's chapter 9. So matrix solutions to linear systems. Matrix solutions to linear system. Our lesson now is matrix.
Yes,
What?
Mr. It's 8, Mr.
It's 8.
Yes.
You have it, it's 8.
No, 8.1 is matrix solutions to linear systems. Yes.
What?
8.1 is matrix solutions to linear systems.
Hmm.
Like the
The
PowerPoint.
same one?
Yes, yes.
Really?
As a complete, Mr. Complete.
يعني this is chapter 8. Let's start here. Matrix solutions to linear systems. Bismillah. I'd like you guys to pay attention. Matrix solutions to linear systems. First of all, our first objective, you see our objectives in this lesson. 4 objectives. Number 1, write the augmented matrix for a linear system, and then perform matrix row operations, and then use matrices and Gaussian elimination to solve systems. Use matrices, Gaussian Jordan elimination to solve systems. Okay, here we have augmented matrices. Augmented matrices. Matrix gives us a shortcut way of writing a system of equations. You know, when you solve a system of equations in 3 variables, x, y, and z, by using elimination or by using the substitution way, you're gonna take a long time here. We are using the matrices to solve a quickly linear system of linear equations in 2 or 3 variables. So if we have a system of linear equations as 3x plus y plus 2z equals 31, and x plus y plus 2z equals 19, and a third equation is x plus 3y plus 2z equals 25, you can convert your system. I'll write your augmented matrix as you can write it as, we just take the coefficients of the first equation in order of x, y, z, respectively, 3 and then 1 and then 2 and 31, and then 1 and 1 and 2 and 19, and then 1 and 3 and 2 and 25. Okay, so also the second the second system, if we have 1 x to y minus 5, we just take only the coefficients. When we have no x, we put 0. When we have no y and x, we put 0, 0. Okay, so our goal is to solve a system of linear equations in 3 variables using the matrices and produce what? Pay attention, please. And produce a matrix with ones down the diagonal from upper left to lower right on left side of the vertical bar. So our goal here, guys, is only to change this all 3 and 1 and 2. We have to change them as ones as a main diagonal and zeros below the ones. Okay, so as you notice, the main diagonal from the upper left to the lower right should be ones, and all elements below this ones should be 0. Should be what? Should be 0. Okay,
Mr. Can you repeat the idea of matrix?
The idea here is to convert the system of linear equations تحولها لماتريكس. It's called what? Augmented matrix. Right. You just pick the coefficients 3, 1, 2 and 1, 1, 2 and 1, 3, 2, and the constants, and then a 31 and 19.
Yeah.
Okay, then you have to work using the row operations to make the main diagonal. This is the main diagonal. Ones all elements should be ones, and below these ones should be zeros. And you should follow the order that you should make the one in the first column, and then convert all elements under this one to zeros, and then make the other one in the second column, second row in the middle here. It should be 1, and then convert the element below it to 0, and then make the last element in the third column, third row, to 1, and then you're gonna get the solution. We have a plus b equals c, and we have d equals e, and we have this f equals to this value, which is z. So z is gonna be equal to f, and we have A plus B equals C, and then we have, which is here.
D,
We'll
1
see
and
now in the
D.
exercises, yes. Y equals Z, and we will solve. How to use row operations?
Look,
Yes.
I did.
We're gonna use row operations. Okay, Khaled.
The following row operation produce matrices that represent system with the same solution set. 1. Two rows of matrix may be interchanged.
Yeah, we
This
can
is the
replace row 1 مع row 2, row 1 with row 3. You can replace the rows together, no problem.
this is the same as interchanging two equations in a linear system.
Yes.
2. The elements in any row may be multiplied by a non-zero number. This is the same as multiplying both sides of an equation by a non-zero number.
Yes, there, and we can, Mr. replace the first equation by the second. I can write first x plus y plus 2z equals 19, and then 3x plus y plus 2z equals 31. We can interchanging here the first and second equation, or the first or third, or the second and third, and so on. Also, you can multiply the whole equation by positive or negative number, but try to multiply only by positive numbers, okay?
Okay.
The elements.
3. The elements in any row may be multiplied by a non-zero number, and these products may be added to the corresponding element in any zeros other row. This is the same as multiplying both sides of an equation by a non-zero number and then adding equation to eliminate a variable.
When you solve the system of linear equations, you can multiply the first equation by -1 and then add the resultant equation to the second equation or the third one as your elimination way. Two matrices are all equivalent if one can be obtained from the other by sequence of row operations.
Yeah.
We can do this with simple guys. We can write only R1, يعني the first row, for example, is interchanged with R2 مثلا. Multiply each element in the first row by k مثلا by 3, the 3 R1. You have to write this next to each operation you have to do. When you do any operation, you should write this symbol next to the step you have to do. You can add k times an element like 3k, like 3R1 plus 2. I will multiply the first row by 3 and then add the result to R3, okay, to row 3. Let's see here, guys, how to solve. Here this question. Performing matrix operations. Use the matrix shown here below, 3, 1, -2, 18, 2, -3, as you see here, and perform each indicated row operation. Let's start first by letter A. Pay attention, please. In letter A, we would like to what only, when I see this, means I'm gonna interchange row 1 and row 2. You just replace row 2 instead of row 1, and row 1 مكان row 2. Yes.
So we write
have 1, 2,
-3,
-3,
5,
and
align
then here 5
equal to 5.
Yes.
Okay. Then 3, 18, -12.
Yes, and
21.
21, and leave the third row.
The third row is.
This is letter A. Okay, R1 interchange it with R2. In letter B,
1 out of 3 R1. So we multiply the.
There is no division from the beginning. You don't ask, I have to divide. No, don't divide. Now multiplying by third is the same as dividing by 3. So I will divide here the first row by 3, but say I'm gonna multiply here the first row by 1/3. So the result is
1, 6.
Yeah, 3 multiply 1/3 is 1. 18 multiply 1/3 is 6. -12 multiply 1/3 is
4.
Excellent.
And 7.
21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay.
Then we leave the rest as right?
Yes, 1, yeah, right. Leave all the same.
2, -3, -3, 4,
Mhm.
5,
And
-6.
here 5 and -6. So you only here interchange R1 and R2 in letter A, and you multiplied 1/3 by row 1 in letter B.
Mm.
You got these values. And here are interchange. The letter C is
We
very
multiply
important
R2 by,
to know the row operations first before you start solve a system of linear equations in 3 variables or 2. 2 row 2, and multiply
yeah,
row
we
2 by
multiply
2
row 2
and add
by
the
2,
result
then
to
add
R3.
it to, yeah.
Mm. So we'd like to learn you guys to do it directly, not on
Okay.
2 steps, in only 1 step.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay, we first row we leave it as it is, 318, -12.
Row 2, row
Row
1
2
stay the
we,
same, ماشي? Row 1
yeah,
stay the same, right?
-12, 21. Row
Okay.
2 we multiply it by 2, then add it to the -2.
Hmm? When you
The
multiply
first
here by
number,
2 gives 2,
and we'll add it to -2.
gives 4, gives a
Add
negative
it to
6,
negative.
and gives what? 10. When we add it to row 3, it becomes what? Yeah. Row 2 stay the same. When you multiply row 2 نفسه by 2, row 2 stay the same. Okay. And what? مين اللي يتغير؟ row 3. Row 3 will
Yeah.
be
0.
2 plus, here is it, 2
2
plus
plus
-2,
-2.
0.
Yeah, 0.
Gives 0. Then 4
4 plus -3, 1.
plus -3, which is
1.
which is
And
1.
and 4 into
-6
-6,
and
-2.
yes, and 10 and negative
4.
it's 4. That's
Mr. Question.
yeah.
In row 2, we do not multiply by 2.
Yes, but leave it. Leave the original one. Okay?
When I answered, I leave it, but I
Yes.
only occur
You
attention
used
the.
it only. استخدمه بس. Don't
مستر
change row 3. يعني
what did
multiply row 2 by 2 and then add the result to أو the products الجديدة to what row 3 and keep row 2 the same. Keep row 2 the same.
تمام.
بيتغير row 3 بس.
Mr. what did we do in C? I didn't
In C I
understand C.
multiplied here. شايف row 2?
Yes.
Multiply by 2 gives 2, gives 4, gives a -6 and 10, right?
Yes.
Add this result to row 3. 2 minus 2, 0.
2 minus 2. Oh, okay. خلاص. Okay.
4 plus -3, 1. -6 plus 4, -2. 10 minus 6 is 4. Okay, so this is your final answer. اللي هو letter C. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
No.
I have a
اسمها يا
question.
شباب اسمها row operations. Row operations on
Sir, I have a
matrices.
question.
Yes.
How do you know what row to change?
The row
Which
with no
one
values.
is the one that we need to change? What?
This is up to you. You need to حسب ال row operation. يعني you will be the one who decide which row I have to multiply and add it to which row to change this to 0. يعني if my goal is to change this element in column 1 row 3 to 0. So I have to multiply the second row by 2 and add it to row 3 because I know that 2 minus 2 0. Like solving a system of linear equations by elimination. When you have, for example, x plus y equals 4, okay, and you have here x minus مثلا 2y equals 6, and you'd like to solve the system. You will multiply here by what? By -1.
Yes.
And add to first equation. So the first equation doesn't change, which is 4. أو 9. Okay. And then multiplying here by -1 becomes a -x and plus 2y هي اللي ضايعة equals what? -6. And then add. You will eliminate now the x and then complete solving. 3y equals
3.
what? 3 and then y equals 1. The same here. We multiply the second row by 2. We multiply the second row by 2 and then add it to row 3 to make this element 0.
Okay, yes.
So row 2 stay the same. Okay, but row 3 change it to 0, 1, -2, and 4. In checkpoint 1, use the matrix. shown below here and perform each indicated row operation. Yes. Letter A, Yusuf Tamer.
Yes, Mr. Yes. Yes, letter A. Okay. هكتب 1 هبدل بين row 2 و row 1 تبقى 1 6 negative 3 خط yes 7 yes
حلو.
okay وتحت 4 12 negative 20
Yes.
و8
And
و row 3
8.
زي ما هي
Rows 3 the same. Negative.
yes negative 3 negative 2 1 negative 9
Negative 9. This easy.
yes
Why we have to do this? هو ده question منفصل شوية بس لما في ال solving system أو في linear equations you have to make the first element here 1. So it's better to interchange row 1 and row 2. So I finished here the first element should be 1 in the upper left. So while
Mr.
changing
Suarez.
row 1 and row 2 becomes here 1. But how to make this 1 0? How to make this 4 0? I can multiply the first row by negative 4 and add to row 2. Becomes here 0. Okay? Yes, yes.
اوكي مستر دي ستيبس بنعملها ولا دي
لسه
مجرد
هنعمل.
اسئله؟
بس يعني like what practicing on what you have to use while solving here.
اوكي
Okay?
تمام
يعني دي هتكون steps من ضمن السوليوشن. Letter B. Thank you, Yusuf. طلال. 1 over 4 R1 means again
Yeah.
multiply.
Divide by 4 it means, sir. So 1 3 negative
1
5 and 2
3 negative 5 and
2 and the
2.
rest are the same.
Yes, 1 and negative 3 and negative 2 here, 6 and here negative 3 and 1, here is 7 and negative 9. Okay, that's it. This is letter B. Letter C, 3R2, 3R2, and then what? Plus R3. So which one gonna change? Which one is going to change, guys? R3. R3. So who can solve? Can try this question. Yes.
That's right, huh?
Okay, Sibai.
Okay. The first row will stay as it is. So 4,
First
12,
row will stay the same. 4, 12,
negative 20, and
20
8.
and 8.
Yeah, and the second row will stay the same also. 1, 6, negative 3, and 7.
Which one?
Will stay the same second row.
Second row stay the same, yes, which is 1 and 6
6,
and negative 3,
3 and 7. And the third row will be times 3 plus equals 0.
Multiply this by 3
Multiply
gives
by
3
3.
and
And then add it.
18 and what? And negative 9.
18, negative 9, and 21.
Yes, when you add this here to row 3 gives
0.
Gives 0.
And
gives what?
no.
Gives 16.
Yes, and negative 9, 1, negative 8.
And the 1 is
Negative
what?
8.
Negative 8. And 21 and negative 9.
12.
And 12.
Okay. Okay. Any question?
Okay.
Okay. But in solving linear systems of 3 variables, okay, 3 equations in x, y, and z, your goal is to find x, z, and y, and z. Yes, we have to use this way, which is what? It's called what? Gaussian elimination. العالم. Okay, write the augmented matrix, يعني convert the system, convert the equations or change the equations to augmented matrix, and make matrix. Then use matrix row operation to simplify the matrix to row equivalent matrix. What's the row equivalent matrix? This one at the end. To get one in the main diagonal, get ones in the main diagonal, and zeros everywhere. Zeros below the main diagonal. Zeros everywhere, up here and down. It's called what? Gauss elimination, Gauss-Jordan elimination. Okay. So we have two ways to solve a system of linear equations: 3 variables x, y, and z, or 4 variables. But to make all main diagonal elements ones, لازم تمشي بسيكونس. خلي بالكوا لازم تمشي بسيكونس. يعني ايه سيكونس؟ زي ما احنا شايفين كده. يعني first step to make this element 1 بأي طريقة, by using any way, by using any row operation. And then يعني to get 1 in the upper left hand corner to be 1. And then zeros below this one. Use the 1 in the first column to get zeros below it. And it's easy because when it's 1, I can multiply by, for example, 2 and add it to negative 2 becomes a 0 and so on. We will see now. The next step, the third step, is to make this middle one with the second row, get 1 in the second row, second column as 1, and then use the 1 to get the 0 below it, and then get 1 in the third row, third column position. But anyway, write system of linear equations corresponding to the matrix in step 2. The last one, we can write a new system only in 2 variables and use back substitution to find systems solutions. For example, use matrices to solve the system of what linear equations كلها power 1. And يلا. Write first the augmented matrix, which is write the coefficients بس 3 1 1 here column by column. We have 1 1 and what, and 3. We have 2 2 2 2 and 2 and 2. Make line like this and write the constants 13 19 and 25. This is the first step. Alhamdulillah. Okay, the second step, make line arrow like this, وفوق الارrow بتكتب الرو operation اللي هتعملها. Ask yourself, I have 3 in the upper corner here, upper left corner, so it should be 1. So we can interchange R1 and the R2, right? Yes, when we interchange R1 and the R2, we have 1 1 and 2, and we have 3 1 and 2, and then third row the same. And here is 19 and 31. Hello? Okay. Now the upper corner one is 1. And we got 1 in the upper left hand corner.
Mr.
Next
Shouldn't we
step.
change also 19 and 31? Flip that?
مش هيفلip ولا لا؟
No, you kept 31 and 19.
No, we have to طبعا change them. This is mistake طبعا. So it's here 19 and here 31. You know, if you do this mistake, صباح الفل. You will solve for 30 minutes and at the end your answer is not correct. So you have to concentrate from the beginning, guys. That no mistakes done while interchanging any rows or multiplying and adding like this. خلي بالك. طيب, when the first row is 1, when the first element, first column is 1, what should we do? The 3 should be 0.
2 zeros.
2 zeros
Below
here.
it, zeros, yes.
So I can do 2 row operations in one step. How? I can multiply it here, multiply the first row by -3. So we have to write it like this, -3 R1, and then add it to R2. And also multiply row 1 by -1 becomes -R1 plus R3. To convert 3 and 1 to zeros, to get zeros below this one in the first column. So the next step is 2. The first row stay the same. Okay?
Yes.
And the second row and the third row will change. So when we multiply 1 by negative 3, becomes a negative 3, and the added to 3 becomes a 0. Multiplying
Yes.
this one by negative 3 and the added to 1,
Negative 2.
3 plus 1, it's a negative 2. Negative 3 times 2, negative 6 plus 2, negative 4.
4.
Multiplying 19 by negative 3 and the added to 31. Yes, 19 times 3 is negative 57. Negative 57 plus 31.
Equal 26.
Negative 26, right? Take care. Negative 26 instead. Negative 54 minus 31.
Yes.
Right. Multiplying the first row again here by negative 1 and added to row 3. So we have, this is 0. And multiply here by negative 1 becomes a negative 1 plus a 3, which is
Negative 1,
2.
2.
And negative 2 now times, plus 2 gives 0.
0.
Okay. And then 19 becomes a negative 19 after multiplying by negative 1 and added to 25. So we have 25
6.
minus 19 يعني, which is what? 6. عادي. حلو. But here we have 1 and then 0 and then 0. What's
Yes.
the next goal? The next
We
step
must
is to
make the center 1 also.
make the
Here.
center
Negative
second.
2, 1.
This
Yes.
element in the column second row will be 1. How? By multiplying the second row all by negative half. Negative half. Don't say divide 2. There is no division here. So R2 dividing by negative 2 is the same as multiplying by negative half. فدايما خليها multiplication, okay? Negative 1 over 2 R2. When we do this, guys, we have 1, 1, 2, 19.
30,
The first row stay the same. First row stay the same. نروح على second row. 0 times negative half, 0. Negative 2 times negative half
1.
is 1. حلو. تحول ل 1. Negative 4 times negative 2, negative half
2.
is
2.
what? Is 2. Negative 26 times negative half is positive 13.
Yes.
And the third row here, 0, 2, 0,
2.
6.
6.
The last what task is to make this 0, 1.
Yes.
How to get this 0, 1?
Here multiply R2 by
Multiply R2
by half, then add it to R3.
Yes, if we multiply it by half, gives here 0, and here is half. Yes, half plus 2. Oh, this one, la. Wait,
No.
if we do this, it's not correct. I skipped كده one step, which is making this 2 1. Sorry, 0. We have to make this 2 0. مش بعد ما تجيب ال 1 لازم تخلي اللي تحته 0.
Yes.
So this 2 should be 0 first. And to be 0, I will complete in the next slide. But هكتب بس انقل تاني 1 0 0. Here is 2. 1 2 9 ماشي. Yes, this one is 1 here. Like here is 2 and here is what? 1. Here is 2 and here is 0 and 13 and 6. 13 and 6. Yes. So our goal now, guys, is to make this 2 0. And to do this, guys, we have to multiply that. Do you have any idea?
Mr. R3 by half.
R3 by half to be 0. How to be 0? This one هيكون 1. أنا محتاج يكون 0. This 2 should be 0. So we can multiply here the second row by negative
2 and
by negative 2
by negative 2 صح? By negative 2
negative
R2 and add to row 3 and add to row 3. Adding to row 3. Row 1 stay the same. 1 1 2 19. And R2 also stay the same.
0 1 2 13.
13. Row 3 يتغير يكون هنا 0. 0 times negative 2 0 plus 0 0.
Yes.
And negative 2 times 1 is what? Negative 2 plus
Negative
2
2
0.
plus the 0. Yes.
And now negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 0 is negative 4. 13 times negative 2 gives a negative 26. 6. Negative 26 plus 6 gives what? Negative
20. Yes.
The final goal here in this step is to make this negative 4 to be 1.
1. Yes.
Which is the last mission in this what matrix. So we have 1 0 0 as columns, 1 1 0, and 2 2, and negative 4. I'm gonna erase also only guys the third row. And what should we do, guys, to make this negative 4 1? We have to multiply.
Minus 1 over 4.
R3
Minus
by
1 over
minus 1 over 4.
1
Excellent.
over
Multiply the third row by negative 1 over 4. Multiplying only the third row by negative 1 over 4. Negative 1 over 4 times 0, 0. Negative 1 over 4 again by the
0.
second element in the third
0.
row, 0.
Yes.
Negative 1 over 4 by the negative 4,
1.
1. And then negative 1 over
Negative
4
20.
times negative 20 gives
5.
positive 5.
Yes.
Nice. Well, the next step to highlight over here ones in the main diagonal and check that I have zeros below the main diagonal. Here is the main diagonal, 1 1 1. Okay, and below these ones are zeros. So we have to write now our system. How to write the system? The first equation, x plus y plus 2 z is equal to 19. This is the
19.
first. The second equation
Then
is 0x
y,
y,
so y
1
plus
y,
2z.
1 y plus 2z equals 13. The third equation is 0x plus
Z.
0y plus 1z equals 5. So we got
5.
the value of z, which is what? 5 now. From this fact, we can substitute in equation 2. Substitute in equation number 2 to get the value of y. Y plus 2 times 5
2
equals
plus
13.
10.
So y
Y
equals,
equals 3.
here is 10, and take it to the other side, 13 minus 10 gives 3. So what's the value of y? 3.
3.
When you know
So
y
10,
and when you know
13,
z, you
6.
can find from the first equation, you can find the x. So substituting in equation 1,
X equals 6.
you should write like this, guys. Yeah, so x plus
Yes.
3 plus 5 is equal to 19. So x plus 8 equals 19. Take this 8 to the other side to get x. So my x is 19 minus 8, which is what? 11.
7, 11.
11. So
No.
what's the solution now, guys? What's the
No,
solution of
Mr.
the
1 minute.
system?
2 times 5, not 5. It's 2z.
Not 10,
Wow,
Mr.
wow, wow.
10
Yes, yes.
plus 13.
Okay,
X equals 6. Yes.
طيب. Okay, so my bad. طيب, we have x and here plus, here's 10, right? Becomes 10, 2 times 5
Yes.
is 10. So it's a 13,
13.
19.
19,
So x
x
is
equals
19
6.
minus 13 equals 6. So the solution is
Yes.
x comma y comma z, which is now 6, and the y is 3, and the z is
5.
5. So my solution of the system is 6, 3, 5. And you can check your answer by using your calculator.
Mr.
Mod 5.1, mod 5.2, mod 5.2. If you do mod 5.2 and then you enter the all coefficients of the system, you're gonna get the answer directly, 63.5.
Okay, Mr.
Yes.
ليه ما خليناش الواي تبقى 2 حليناها عادي.
Again, which step here?
The first step.
First step.
We can
here?
say that y 2y.
Mean first step. من السيستم نفسه without using matrices, or here in this system?
First step in this page, yes.
Yeah, in this page, this first step.
Yes. Why didn't we say that 0 2 0? Okay, you can say that 2y equals 6, and then we can substitute y.
Where is it? From the second row, 0 1 2, we can say
Yes.
1y plus 2z equals 13, and 2 plus 2y plus 0 z equals 6, and then find directly y is 3. Yes, and then complete. Yes, y is 3 from here. Yes, and then 0x plus 1y plus 2z equals, yeah, so 2z equals what now? 3 plus 2z equals 13, yeah, it's a 6. بس كده z هتطلع ب 6. Which is not
Mr.
correct.
I didn't understand these steps.
طب ليه طيب؟
طيب, now you have y plus 2z equals 13, right? And y is 3. So 3 plus 2z equals 13. Okay, so we have 2z equals 11. Yes, z is 5, correct? Yes, and yeah, you can. But in other questions, you will not be able to do it. Okay?
Mr.
You should do all main diagonal elements as ones. And then all elements below the main diagonal elements should be zeros. And you should follow the sequence. The sequence that start from the other element in the first row should be 1, and then elements below it should be 0, and so on. The element in the second row, second column should be 1, and the element below it should be 0, and so on. تروح للثird row, third column should be 1. Okay, and then form this what system, solve the system by elimination. You have z, substitute in second equation to get y. When you have y and z, you can find x easily from the first equation. Yes, Khaled?
I didn't understand the high. I didn't get
The whole question?
and no, the step after we make a high, make an
After we finish
change.
the matrix.
Yeah, after we finish the matrix, the step of x plus y plus 2z. And
Here is the place of x, and here's the place of y, and here's z, right? So we can say 1x plus 1y plus 2z equals 19, equation 1. Equation 2 from the second row, 0x, no x yeah, plus 1y plus 2z equals 13. سميها equation 2. And from the third row, here is x, 0x, 0y plus 1z. يعني 1z is 5, and z is 5. Take this value, 5, and replace it in the second equation. Substitute in equation 2.
2 times 5, 10.
10.
10
minus 13 there, gonna be 3.
3.
And then take this all x and
okay.
sorry, y and z, substitute for 1 يديك x.
تمام.
Okay, طبعا your task guys today is only solve a checkpoint 2. To solve a checkpoint 2 and send the answer via WhatsApp. Okay?
Okay.
Your homework, checkpoint 2 only. To
Okay.
solve this question. Solve the system. طلع الاكس والواي والزد.
Okay, I send it on the group.
يا شباب ما تبعتوليش بس x equal y equal z equal مش هنستاهل تعملها not 5 2. not 5 2 لا. اوكي حاول تحلها ستيبس زي كده. والسلام عليكم ورحمه الله.
وعليكم السلام.
وعليكم